Hello my friends, and welcome to a new year. Welcome to Three-Legged Dog Yoga. As always, I'm Lindsay. Chewy will be running around, maybe whining a little bit as we shoot, and the other two are here somewhere. And today's class is pairing the breath with a flow. So it's a Vinyasa inspired class. So lots of breath, lots of flowy movements, that sort of thing. It is suitable for all levels. However, if you're not familiar with the basics of yoga, then it might not be the best for a very, very beginner. But I do have a class that is for you. I will outline it, or I'll link it in the description below for the very beginners, going over the basics. That's about it. If you usually use any props, you're welcome to grab those. I won't be using any, I won't be cueing any today. But other than that, let's get started. Alrighty, my friends, let's get started on our hands and knees here. So we're just going to take a moment and just start focusing inwards on the breath. Taking a big, deep inhale and then sighing it all out. I'm just finding a sturdy base here in tabletop. So our wrists are underneath our shoulders, our hips are under our knees, and our toes are tucked. Crown of the head stays lifted and reaching to the tops of our mats. And we'll just start moving inwards with the breath. So trying to focus on the inhales and the exhales. If you are familiar with the Ujjayi breathing, you're welcome to bring that into your practice. And if you're not, it's just like you're making, as if you're fogging up a mirror. So just making a soft constricting sound at the back of the throat on the inhales and on the exhales. Almost as though there's a sound of an ocean on each breath. And we'll just move through today's practice, whether you're practicing the Ujjayi or whether you're just controlling the breath in a gentle manner. We'll just flow through the practice today with lots of focus on the breath. Trying to match our movements with the inhales and with the exhales. And so with that, let's get started. Let's just flip our palms on our mats. Come to the backs of the hands, fingers point towards each other. And just take a few breaths here. And then we'll flip our hands back down and point our fingers towards our knees. And if you'd like to just lean it back a little here, you're welcome to do so. That might be a lot for the wrist, so just listen to your body, listen to what it needs, and just know that it might differ from day to day, and that is okay. And then we'll just bring the wrists back to neutral, fingers facing forward, and we'll start moving through some cat-cow. So on the inhale, let's drop the belly, arch the back, look up. Exhale, round it all out. Starting to move with the breath here. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, round it all out. We'll do two more like that on your own breath. And then coming back to neutral with the spine. Let's reach that right foot back behind you. Squeeze into the glutes on the inhale as we lift it up and reach the left hand out ahead of you. Taking a nice big inhale, reach out, 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 and then on the exhale, draw the knee to the elbow. Big inhale to reach. Exhale, draw it all in. Do two more like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale in. And last one, inhale, reach. Exhale in. And on the inhale, let's bring our foot out wide, and we'll just drop it over our left foot. And then bring the gaze over that left shoulder, back to the left heel. Coming into a bit of a banana stretch with the right side of the body. Keeping the hands pressing into the mat. Drawing that left shoulder back towards the left hip, gazing to that right heel. And then on the exhale, we'll bring our upper bodies back to neutral. Inhale, lift the leg back up, pivot on the bottom knee, roll open that hip and reach up towards the sky for a half moon, supported half moon. If this is too much, you're welcome to drop that back leg. If not, if you want a little bit more fire, reach up and out with that right foot. Finding a nice spot to gaze, keeping nice and strong here. And then exhale, let's bring that right leg and right hand down, and we'll set up for the other side. So finding our tabletop. Let's take one clearing breath. Let's inhale that left foot back. Squeeze into the glutes as we lift it up and reach out with the right hand. Next, inhale to reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. 2 more like that. And your own breath. And last one. Then bringing that right hand down, drawing that left foot over the right heel, and gazing over that right shoulder at that left heel. Pressing through those hands. Staying nice and big with the breath. And then we'll bring our gaze back to the center, square the shoulders. On the inhale, we'll lift up that left foot, pivot on the right knee, roll the hips open and reach that arm up to the sky for our supported half moon on the other side. Again, bringing that foot down if this is just a little bit too much. Last breath here. And then on the exhale, gently bring that left hand down and the left knee to meet it. Let's reach forward with our hands and we'll send our hips up for our first downward facing dog. So pedaling out with those feet, finding any movement you need, and staying with the breath. Nice strong breathing here. And then eventually finding stillness. On the next inhale, let's gaze to the tops of our mats. Step up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale brings us all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome. Let's get moving. So let's take a big step back with the right foot, coming into our warrior 1 feet. So back foot's pivoted about 45 degrees. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, sink into the hips. Keeping those hips facing forward. Keeping that breath big and bright. And the next exhale, let's pivot on that back foot. Drop the knee down, coming into a low lunge. You're welcome to add on with just a mini back bend here if you'd like. Big inhale, and then exhale. Let's bring those hands down beside us. Take a moment, and then the next inhale, we'll reach that left arm up to the sky. Untucking that back toe if the knee hurts, if the right knee hurts. And on the exhale, let's bring that left hand outside of the foot, step back with the left, and we'll come down through Vinyasa, either through knees to the belly or through our chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra, and then reaching all the way back to our downward facing dog. And we will switch sides. So big step up with the right foot, pivot that back foot as we inhale to lift, exhale, sink into those hips. Checking in with that front knee, making sure we can still see our front big toe. The shoulders are staying relaxed. And then on our exhale, we'll pivot that back foot, come down to the knee, bring the hands down to the floor, wait for the inhale, and then we inhale, open up, bring that right arm up to the sky. Gaze comes up to the ceiling. That's not accessible. Just find a spot somewhere in between where the neck is not straining. And then exhale, frame the foot with the hand. We'll step back, come back down to your vinyasa of your choice. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Taking a moment here in child's pose if you need. If not, we'll keep going. Let's take a big step up with that left foot. Inhale up to warrior one. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, sink into those hips. Let's pivot on that back foot, bring that knee down, drop the right arm, inhale that left arm up to the sky. And then let's bring that left hand down, heel toe that left foot out a little bit more to the side. Maybe drawing that right knee back a bit for lizard. Keeping the heart nice and bright here, coming down to the forearms if that's in your practice, or staying up on the hands. And last breath here. Tucking that back toe, let's step back with that left foot and come through our vinyasa. And meeting in downward facing dog. One breath here. And then we'll inhale the right foot up. Come all the way up. Exhale, sink into those hips. Pivot on that back foot, drop the left knee, drop the left hand, and then inhale, we open up. Easy twist. Bring the gaze back down, heel toe the right foot out a little bit, drop into the hips. Maybe untucking that back toe again if you need. And shining that heart forward for lizard. Really coming into the fronts of those hips, front of that left hip. And then tucking the toes again if they're untucked. Step back with the right foot and we'll come down through your vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. And then we'll bring our gaze to the tops of our mats. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Big inhale brings us all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Let's take a pause here in Tadasana. Feet are hips width, shoulders roll back. Crown of the head is lifted, chin is tucked. Checking in with the breath. Awesome. Let's take a big step back with that right foot. Come into our warrior two. Legs, inhale, arms come out wide. Exhale, sink into those hips. Bringing that gaze over the front middle finger. Back edge of the foot, outer edge of the back foot is reaching towards the floor. On your next exhale, let's drop that left elbow down. Reach over with that right arm for extended side angle. Trying not to dump too much into that left arm, keeping the core nice and engaged here. And then inhale, let's straighten that left leg. Drop down for triangle. Gaze once again comes up to the ceiling. If not, find a spot where the neck feels comfortable to hang out for a breath. And then bend into that front knee. We'll inhale back up through warrior two. Pivot on the left foot. Hands to the hips. Roll the shoulders up and back. Take a big breath here. And then exhale, shine that heart down and forward for a forward fold. Let's stay up on the hands for the first one. Really checking into that pelvic bone, making sure we're not arching it and we're not rounding it. It's nice and even, nice and neutral. And then we'll bring our hands to the hips on the inhale. Come all the way up. Exhale, pivot on that right foot. Come into warrior two on the opposite side. One more breath here. On the exhale, bring that right arm down as we swoop over the head with that left. Again, keeping the core nice and engaged here. And then on the inhale, straighten that left leg, come down through triangle. Stacking those shoulders. Keeping a micro bend in that front knee. And then inhale brings us back through warrior two. We'll just step up to the backs of our mats, coming into Tadasana, taking a moment, pausing, checking in with the breath. All right, let's make our way back. Take a big inhale with that left foot. Come into our warrior two. Inhale, reach forward with that right arm. Bring that left overhead. Big breath here. And then on the inhale, we straighten that right leg. Exhale, brings us down to the floor. Inhale, cartwheel those hands back up, bend into the front knee for warrior two. Let's pivot on that right foot, coming back into our wide leg forward fold feet. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale, lead with the heart as we come down, this time a little bit further. And then we'll slowly crawl our hands over to our right leg. Trying to keep those hips nice and square here. If you feel like that right hip is popping up, just take a moment, adjust the left hip, bring them back to neutral, keeping as much of a bend in the knees as you need. And then on the next inhale, we'll slowly walk our hands to the opposite side. Exhale, come into our fold on the left leg. Again, checking in with those hips. And then we'll crawl our hands back through center. Take a moment to bring the hands to the hips. Come all the way up. Let's pivot that left foot, face it forward, reach out, reach to the right with the hips, reach out forward with that left arm. Come into our triangle. With control, let's bend into that left knee. Draw that right arm over top, keeping integrity in that core. And then our next inhale, let's come back up through warrior two. Really pressing through that left quad to bring us up here. And then exhale, draw the hands to the side. We'll step up to the tops of our mats. Roll the shoulders back. Take a moment in Tadasana. Awesome work. Okay, let's come into a few balancing postures. Find a nice spot to focus ahead of you. We'll inhale, left foot up into tree. So the sole of the foot comes into the inner thigh. You can bring the hands to heart center, or you can reach up over top, whatever you want your tree to look like today. You can gently sway if you'd like as well. Keeping a nice gentle bend in that right knee. Breath stays full. And then on our next exhale, let's slowly, with control, release that left foot, and we'll pendulum out, reach out for warrior three. Keeping those hips square, reaching out with the crown of the head, and again, reaching those arms out forward if you'd like to add on. If not, keeping the hands at heart center. Really squeezing through those right glutes. And then on the inhale, slowly come to standing. Taking another moment in Tadasana here. Just feeling into that right side of the body. Feel how it differs from the left. Feel any sensations. Gently opening the eyes if they were closed. Let's bring the weight into the left foot. Find that drishti spot ahead of you. And on the inhale, we'll bring that right foot up to meet the left inner thigh. Shoulders stay rolled back. Crown of the head stays lifted. And our core is engaged here, keeping that neutral pelvic bone. And then on our next breath, with control, let's drop that right foot and we'll just come forward, reach out with that right foot, keep the hips nice and square, and we'll breathe here in our warrior three. Keeping a gentle bend into that left knee. The last breath here. And then on the exhale, pendulum that foot back up. Come up to standing. Taking one big deep breath here. Maybe catching the breath. Feeling into those sensations, each leg. And then we'll look down to the mat. Let's heel toe those feet out nice and wide. Take a nice big deep inhale, and then we exhale. Let's bend through the knees, come all the way down for our yogi squat. Enjoying the creaks and the cracks on the way down. And then maybe just shifting the hips side to side, bringing a bit of movement in. And then finding stillness, sitting up nice and tall. On the inhale, let's reach our arms forward. I'm going to shift our weight onto our glutes and then bring the legs up for boat. Just keeping the legs parallel, the shins parallel with the mat, parallel with the floor. Give me a nice strong core here. Stay for one more breath. And then we'll exhale, come down to the mat nice and slowly. Awesome. Let's bend into that right knee, bring the sole of the foot to the floor. Reach out with the left foot. And then on the inhale, let's reach that right foot up to the sky. Grab behind the thigh. And as we grab behind the thigh, we're going to push out with our leg. Try to straighten the knee, straighten the leg, and then gently pull that knee back towards you. Doesn't matter how far the leg goes. A lot of us have tight hamstrings, so it might not go very far. Just work with your edge and play with it. Making sure there's no pinching. And then we'll bend into that knee. Grab the outer edge of the right foot and draw that knee down to the mat for a half happy baby. Starting to release the ujjayi breathing, any controlled breathing you may have had. And then releasing that right foot, let's bring the left sole of the foot to the mat, cross that right leg over, and then we'll inhale that left leg up. Grab behind the left thigh, coming into our supine pigeon. Just enjoying this hip opener, maybe gently pressing out. Pressing the right thigh out with the right elbow. And then releasing that foot down. We'll straighten through that left leg. Keep the right knee bent. Shift the hips over to the right. And we'll come into our twist to our left sides here. So reaching down to the mat with the right shoulder. Left hand can come onto the left thigh just below the knee. And reaching the right arm away from you, palms face down. And gently drawing that right hip away from the right shoulder. And then inhale, come back through center. We'll bring the hips to square and we'll switch sides. So reaching forward, reaching out with that right leg. Let's inhale that left leg up. Grab behind the thigh. And then slowly, as we press out with the thigh, we draw the hands in and we straighten that knee. We work on straightening that knee at the same time. So the nice hamstring stretch, glute stretch. If your leg shakes like mine is, that is great. That means it's working. And then we'll bend into the knee, reach for that outer edge of the left foot, coming into a half happy baby on the left side. Releasing that foot, keeping that leg just hovering as we inhale that that right leg up to meet the left, coming into our supine pigeon on the right side. Sorry, Chewy. Bring the hands behind that thigh. And then again, maybe pressing through that left elbow, just reaching that left hip away from you a little bit more. And then we'll release that hand down. And we'll come into our twist on the opposite side. So bringing the sole of the left foot to the floor, let's reach that right leg out, shift the hips to the left side, and then we roll that left leg over to the right, reach that left palm out to the opposite side, and to balance your chihuahua on your chest if he's there. Bringing that gaze over that left hand if need be. If not, you're welcome to keep it just looking at the ceiling. Maybe the eyes are closed. And then we'll release that left leg, come back through center. And let's just take a pause here, Bring the feet out to the wide edge of the mat and drop the knees in together. Palms are facing the floor. And just taking a moment here to pause. Letting your body absorb the class that you just did, the effort that you just put in. And then we'll slowly make our way to our right sides. And we'll come all the way up to seated, pressing through that left hand. Finding your way up to seated, keeping the eyes closed. Let's just take a moment here. And we'll close our practice today with one big sigh. So exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Exhale, sigh it all out. Gently opening the eyes. That is all for the practice today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you did enjoy this class, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback, it's always welcome. I will check the comments. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.